KSI is potentially giving Jake Paul some credit, which I didn't think I'd ever see, for taking the Anthony Joshua fight. There was a Sidemen segment with Vic Star, Harry, Ethan, and KSI where they talk about Jake and AJ, and I'm curious as to what they have to say about the fight. KSI apparently giving props. See what it means. Breakdown. Let's go. Guys, real quick, let me step in to tell you guys this video is sponsored by 1st Phorm, one of the most trusted supplement companies in the United States and a brand that I personally use every day. 1st Phorm makes high-quality, third-party tested supplements designed to help you perform better, recover faster, and look and feel your best. Whether you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, or just get your nutrition dialed in, they've got something that fits. And what I love about 1st Phorm products is they actually work. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just real results. And like I said, everything's third-party tested, so you know what is on the label is exactly what's in the product. Now, I personally recommend starting with the 1st Phorm Formula 1 post-workout protein or their microfactor, which is a daily vitamin pack to help support immunity, overall health, energy, and cellular function. And there's an exclusive offer right now that you can take advantage of. Buy any 1st Phorm product today and you'll get a 5-pack of the 1st Phorm protein sticks with your order. Once again, you buy any 1st Phorm product, whether it's the Formula 1, it's the microfactor, whatever you need, and you are going to get a free 5-pack of 1st Phorm protein sticks. Just click the link in the description to check out the products and claim your 5-pack while supplies last. Again, click the link in the description and get that 5-pack. Trust me, you'll thank me later because they are ridiculously good. Thank you to 1st Phorm for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back into the breakdown.
Jake is fighting AJ.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
there we go. Straight
that's a
into
great
it.
one.
Announced.
And you know what? I'm going to give him props.
Fair.
Okay, fair.
Fair play, Jake.
It's a big fight.
What about AJ?
It's a big
no
fight.
props for AJ.
I mean, AJ should knock him out.
Oh.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just going to wig him?
AJ
Like,
by
Yeah.
soap being dropped in prison. So AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ
Jesus. Brutal Bonnie Blue seed.
by just something vile.
But like, obviously, right? So like, what's happening? What am I? What
They're
am I
both going to get so much fucking cashola.
Yeah.
Cashola.
It legitimizes Jake even more.
Well, not really. I mean, we're just going to see him. I mean, no, it does. It does.
KSI doesn't want to, man. He's like, I don't know about that. He doesn't want to fully go there. But the thing is, there really is only one outcome that can hurt Jake in this scenario, and that's that he gets viciously knocked out. Or he gets beat up really bad for 8 rounds and then viciously knocked out. I saw Nikisa talking on Ariel Helwani's show today about this, about like how it's not necessarily something they're worried about that Jake gets knocked out because he's not afraid of the one-punch knockout as much as he's afraid of like Jake getting beat up for 8 rounds badly and it, you know, causing some real cognitive damage. And there is science behind the fact that the more repeated head trauma is the more dangerous thing about pro boxing, because those gloves, you can get hit, you get 8 to 10 seconds to stand, and you can repeat it 2-3 times in the same fight, just absorbing punch after punch. So in the totality of Jake getting like knocked out cold, is that the worst thing possible for his health? I mean, who knows, dude? You could have a freaking brain aneurysm when you get hit off one shot from a guy like AJ. Again, knock on wood, you don't want to see any of that happen. The risk is inherent that he gets absolutely like flatlined and something bad happens. That's the reality of every fight. Don't want to dismiss it like, oh yeah, Jake can just go get knocked out and it doesn't matter. People are kind of acting like that. Like, oh yeah, Jake can just get knocked out. Who cares? He's getting a bag. Yeah, but there's still going to be some residual massive trauma, hematoma potential from a guy like AJ knocking you out flat. I know that Francis got knocked out and came back and won in the PFL, but Jake's not 260. Skull not as big. Although he has a head like a fucking pit bull, but still.
It does,
And
because
also-
him even stepping up
Yeah.
to fight AJ is
AJ's
crazy.
2
That is
times
crazy.
heavyweight world champion. Yeah,
Like,
it's no
fair
joke.
play, man.
There's,
So
who
it
could you
legitimizes
fight
him.
in the world that's more credible
I
than
mean,
AJ?
It'd be
Usyk.
Canelo or
No,
something
but
like that.
not even that, because Canelo's more his weight. Like, you're fighting the fucking heavyweight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight.
Yeah,
He's
but also
huge.
it's also like the way I see it. I think AJ and his team, he's not fighting for titles again, like world titles again.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
That's,
Good
he's not
fight.
on that
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah.
now.
Well, do you think it's a lose-lose?
I don't know that that's necessarily true for Ethan. Like right now, he's not fighting for world titles, but AJ potentially could fight for a world title in the future because Usyk is now dropping belts, and he's probably going to drop a couple of those world titles.
If
It's still good, though.
If
A
it
lot
goes
of-
12 rounds,
It's
AJ
that's bad.
is
Yeah, that's bad.
bad.
But
yeah.
surely you've got the confidence to know that, like, I'm gonna bum him. Like,
Whoa. I will not
pretty
be paying
much.
to view that. I will.
That is the biggest hood on a hoodie I think I've ever seen in my life. That looks like one of the helmets from Spaceballs, dude. What is that?
Pay to watch a good fight. But the thing is, I think that they know that a lot of people watch every Jake Paul fight.
Yo, Dalton, appreciate it.
And they're like, if we can deliver that devastating loss,
Yeah,
then we up.
It's still a clip of him knocking out Jake Paul if it happens, but then I just don't get it. I don't get how it's even happened.
But also,
Money.
like,
Yes, it's money. And I heard Eddie Hearn today said AJ was going to make the most or the second most he's ever made as a boxer, which is fucking crazy. AJ's been in heavyweight title fights, 2 of which with Usyk, Klitschko. He's fought in some of the most marquee places, sold him out, and the second highest gate or the second biggest payday he'll make is with Jake Paul. That's the craziest thing.
is that it
Money
then?
talks.
After, let's say,
That's
Jake
it.
Paul fights AJ, gets brutally knocked out.
No, because he got knocked out by the heavyweight fucking ex-heavyweight champion
What,
of the
so
world.
you
Like,
think people would watch him again
Yeah.
fight someone
For
else?
sure.
yeah, because you could lose
It's
in the
still a
first
freak
round by a
fight.
knockout, and like, of course he's lost first round knockout.
got one weapon. That's it.
For sure. I agree. KSI's thinking, oh, if he gets knocked out by AJ, the career's over. No. Because you don't have, again, unless he's like actually physically harmed in a way that he can't recover from. Like if his career ends because AJ fucking hurts him badly, then yes. But if it's a knockout where Jake is able to then continue fighting, people will still watch. It may not be as big as the AJ fight, but he still has an opportunity to make money in boxing. Again, the only way it wouldn't be the case is if Jake got like permanently injured from this fight, which is part of the reason that they take this fight is because Jake doesn't really have anything to lose here outside of, again, the bodily harm. You know, you fight a guy like Tommy Fury again, which I want to see, I think is more competitive, but doesn't bring the eyes that AJ does. So again, this is the entertainment business, and these Netflix fights are made for a massive audience. But you lose to Tommy Fury again, even by decision, that deflates Jake more than a knockout from Anthony Joshua. A loss to KSI deflates Jake more than a loss to Anthony Joshua. This is a perfect, even if Jake would have gotten just schooled by Gervonta Davis, it would have deflated him more than a knockout, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of risk, a lot of reward, but as far as your marketability, as long as you don't get permanently injured, which is a big if, you can keep doing this.
Fight
Yeah,
game.
like AJ's a big guy.
Big
Like,
guy.
How
Jesus
tall is he? I'm
Christ.
trying to think what the face-off's going to be
He's
like.
like
6'4"?
6'4".
Yeah. Minimum as well.
Well-
No, AJ's 6'6", dude. This is before they faced off, but AJ is 6'6".
Oh, he's got the reach. He's got the length. He's got the power.
But like, okay,
he wins on every level.
know.
Logan
what
had all the
fuck is
stats on
Jake
you,
Paul
though.
doing?
Am I right in
don't
thinking that
make
Logan
sense.
had most stats against you? I know it's not. The
No, it's
same
different.
thing.
No, it's
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Like,
but-
Two-time
Not even fucking close to the same thing. Vicstar, I love you, but don't you dare ever open your fucking mouth and say that shit again, buddy. This man said, yeah, but Logan Paul had a lot of attributes on you, KSI. Shut your delusional ass up. You were talking about Anthony Joshua. What? This is why the sidemen don't need to do boxing segments on the pod, bro. They need to just let KSI say what he's going to say and move on to like, hey, what's new in Minecraft? Or who's the imposter? Or whatever the fuck, whatever it is that they do. Don't go here, bro.
but like, surely, I'm thinking Jake Paul. Like, I know he's obviously got all in his head. Like, he's gonna like, he's world champion. He's really good. But like, surely in these kind of fights, he can't be legitimately thinking I'm gonna win. There's no way he's training thinking, yeah, I'm gonna fucking knock this
No, but
guy
that's
out.
it.
You
Like,
have
I
to,
think,
though, right?
I think you have to.
Here's the thing, man. People believe Jake has this ulterior motive to fights, and they just haven't accepted the reality that he's batshit crazy. And the sidemen of all people should know, because KSI has gotten into boxing and proved a lot of people wrong. And I know it's AJ, but they have to know that when Jake signs to fight, he legit thinks he's gonna win. How do people not realize this by now? How do they not understand it? Again, I disagree with him, but Jake is not getting in there going, well, I'm gonna go get knocked out for a cash, a bag. That's not how he approaches this stuff. Now, it doesn't mean that he's gonna win, but that's not, KSI doesn't do that. People get that wrong. That's the one thing where I'm like, y'all don't get it. And I've heard this about Jake and KSI even for years. And it's why people sleep on him, and it's why guys take him lightly, and it's why they end up beating more people than they should.
You have to at that
You have to be
level.
that
Otherwise, you are
deluded.
getting put to sleep. If you have doubt in that ring, you're going night.
You have to be that deluded. You
Yeah.
can't even have an
you
inkling
think,
of
you
thought.
think
Ethan's right.
Jake Paul
I
is
think
training
yes.
legitimately
Yes.
thinking I can beat
Yes.
Anthony
Yes.
Joshua out.
Yes.
I think also the amount of money that he's probably getting for this fight, because Netflix are there like, we need
This is
something.
mad. This is huge. This is
End of-
massive.
end
This
of-
is-
But Jake was going to get 50 mil to fight Gervonta Davis. This is why I don't understand the whole, oh, it's just for the money, it's just for the money. Dude, he was about to get 40 to 50 mil to fight Gervonta. in an exhibition. This isn't just for the money. He didn't have to take AJ the toughest challenge possible just for the money.
End of the year, we need something.
Yeah.
And Gervonta Davis is out. We've got nothing left. We can't have you find someone that's below Gervonta Davis. So they're like, AJ is there. He's down. Are you going to do it for this many millions? And then he's clearly just
what do you reckon the purses are?
Okay, I think
if you had to guess.
Like 50+ million.
Yeah.
Well, Jake or
Jake,
AJ.
yeah.
Who got more?
AJ.
No, AJ did not get more than Jake for this fight. No shot. Again, you're in a bubble if you think that AJ is a more popular person in the world that's going to bring more eyes to this than Jake. He will bring a lot of eyes, but he's not more well-known. It's just the reality of the situation. Jake's going to get paid more. Jake is the A side, and Anthony Joshua's going to get a handsome fee, but he's not what people think as far as the main pay-per-view draw. It's a big draw because of AJ, I will agree. But Jake is the A side for a reason. All right, so something to add on to everything that we talked about today. I'm in a different shirt, you know what I'm saying? I took a break, came back. There is also an interview that Ariel Helwani did with Tyron Woodley, where Tyron Woodley doesn't go as far as saying Jake will beat Anthony Joshua, but he's not thinking about this fight in the way the rest of us are, talking about how Jake potentially is going to just get absolutely annihilated or that he doesn't have really a shot in hell at winning this. And I thought it was interesting. Someone that has fought Jake before talking about his chances versus Anthony Joshua. Let's take a look at this. I want to try to maintain a bit of unbiasedness when I talk about this fight with Jake and AJ. And if there is anything that I'm missing, be able to look at it in a different lens from somebody that's been in there with Jake. Let's take a look.
Do you think he has a chance, Jake?
I mean, people think I'm crazy, but they yelled at me when I said I thought the fight with him and Anderson was even. Remember I said that?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody went crazy on me for saying I thought the fight was even. I don't think this fight is even. I do think that Anthony Joshua is a better boxer. I think he has more power, but I don't think there's no chance Jake can win.
I think that's a pretty reasonable take. Now, again, I shouldn't have to say that this is a completely different fight from Jake Paul and Anderson Silva, who at the time, yes, that was a real challenge for Jake, and he had already beaten Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and Jake was still relatively new to the sport, but it wasn't crazy to think that Jake was going to have a chance to win that fight. Anderson Silva was 48, I think, or 47. He was not a traditional boxer, and while the weight was somewhat similar, Jake was a young man still growing into this sport, whereas AJ, I mean, again, we have to list the differences. He's a natural 260-pounder. In fact, I think reports are that right now he weighs 265 pounds. He's going to have to cut to 245. I don't know that that's going to be very easy to do in a matter of, 3 weeks, 4 weeks here that we have, which is crazy. We're less than a month away, but that's not the same fighter. And what Tyron Woodley says is, yeah, AJ is the better boxer. He is the more experienced boxer. He is the more powerful guy. He has every single physical attribute advantage possible. So he should win. And it shouldn't be really even considered that Jake Paul would have more than a slim chance, but you can't rule out a chance. Even though I think we're talking 1-2% here. We're talking Hail Mary from the gods, right hand, or I don't know, a super, super tentative jab-heavy win. I couldn't even see that, to be honest with you. How are you going to out-jab a guy with that much of a reach advantage on you and who also has a good jab for himself? So I don't know if I read too much into the decision Jake win. I don't see how that can go his way. But I do think that there's a very, very, very small chance that a right hand, as AJ gets a little lackadaisical, and potentially that could change the fight. Outside of that, AJ should win this going away. But that's all I got for today, man. We're going to keep covering this thing as we get closer and closer. We're only T-minus 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks away from this fight. We have Misfits Mania in Dubai on December 20th. A ton of stuff coming your way from this point till then, including a massive interview I'm working on. I'm talking big boy interview. Stay tuned for that. I can't say too much about it yet, but it's going to be potentially channel changing, shattering. And we'll get to that as we get further into this. But what happens in this Jake-AJ fight? Can Jake actually do it? Can he find the one hidden spot to land the right hand from the gods? Is this a change of heart from KSI, giving Jake some credit and starting to be potentially Jake Paul Glazer after all the years y'all called me that? And what do you think about the idea of this fight being potentially one of the biggest this year, if not the biggest this year? Is that fight bigger than Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury? I'll let you guys decide in the comments. What happens next December 19th in Miami with Jake Paul, AJ? Don't have those answers, but guess we'll find out.